It has just gone 8 o'clock Central African time. Good evening and welcome to the US Bulletin at 8, brought to you by Eswatini TV. I'm Sandy Boingon. I'm with Nomakabiso Ngambule. We're coming to you live from our Hospital Hill studios in Babane. And for our top stories at 8, let's dive straight into it and take a look. His Majesty King Eswatini III has encouraged church leaders to strengthen their walk with the Creator by walking in faith at all times. The Deputy Prime Minister Themba Masuku reminds the nation that the 12th and the 13th of April 2023 are normal working days, and there seems to be light at the end of the tunnel as the Ministry of Economic Planning and Development says the ICC at Eswatini is expected to be completed in March 2024. Hello again. For the news in detail, His Majesty King Eswatini III has encouraged church leaders to strengthen their walk with the Creator by walking in faith at all times. His Majesty says it is impossible to receive the things of God without faith. His Majesty was speaking at Ngabezweni residence where church leaders who attended the National Easter services scheduled to bid farewell to the King. The event was graced by His Majesty King Misuzulu Eswatini.
His Majesty the King granted an audience to the church leaders who congregated at Ngabezweni Royal Residence to uphold the tradition of bidding farewell to the King. The bishops and pastors who have been attending the Easter services at Lobamba paid a courtesy call to the King to present their gratitude to His Majesty for gracing the services and to formally bid farewell to the King, marking the end of this year's Easter celebrations. The King was joined by His Majesty King Misuzulu Eswatini, King of the Zulu Nation, Emakhosikati, Undlunkulu of the Zulu Nation, and their Royal Highnesses, the Princes and Princesses. His Majesty's sermon was based on the importance of walking by faith. The King pointed out that faith is vital to the Christian life as it grants the believer access to the treasures of God.
Bafundisi nani awushumayela ke livangeli yawushumayela livi lenkosi yawushumayela ngaNkulunkulu sifanele siqhubeke simshumayela ngeNkulunkulu bamfundze bantfu bonke ngoba kwaNkulunkulu kuyimphica abadala ngeke uthi uyakuqonza ngoba kwangakhona kuvele kwehlukile nakwehlukile kwangakhona kufuna ukuthi lukholo lwakho lube by faith ukholwe nje ungakaboni nani yawukhumbula bafundisa umthandazo lothi yenda intsandvo yakho emhlabeni njengoba yendeka ezulwini bafundisi ukholwa ukuthi kunelizulu it is by faith.
The nation was once again blessed with the privilege of hearing a brief sermon from His Majesty King Misuzulu Eswatini, who pointed out that after gracing the Easter services, he has no doubt that Eswatini is a blessed country.
Angazi ukuthi kwaZulu sizofika nini kulesi sigabeni kuso. Siyafisa nathi ukufana nani. SinguZulu siyisizwe esingaphakathi kwi-Republic ehlonipha ubukhosi babo. Ugudi lokhu ngibeke indlebe angizwanga ngozi abekho kade beboshiwe ngithi izwe linjani leli. Angeke bengikholwe mase ngibuyele ekhaya. Nifunani okunye okungcono nalokho nikuphethe.
Prime Minister Cleopas Sipho Dlamini extended gratitude to their Majesties for gracing the national services. His Royal Highness Prince Simelane said when His Majesty lifted his rod like Moses during last year's end-of-year Thanksgiving service, heaven was moved and God stretched forth His hand and delivered the nation from a wave of terror.
yindvuku yetimangaliso le ndvuku lengakunika yona ifana naleya yaMoses le ndvuku itakwenda timanga le ngiyakhomanda ngwenyama nginkulunkulu wasezulwini kuthi enkonzweni yekuvala umnyaka fika uyiphakamise indvuku kuthi awente katintfo nemphala yathi iphakama indvuku lelo la leso sikhathi yavela imphendvulo kulomdzala kwetinsuku namuhla kuyateka kwekuthi kwengikuthi nekwekungikuthi nekwekungikuthi kwenziwa ngubani anabani kwekungikuthi anabani siyambonga nkulunkulu wabonkulunkulu.
During the service, His Majesty the King blessed 6 new church leaders who have been appointed to step into the role of deceased pastors. The Deputy Chairperson of the Elections and Boundaries Commission, Reverend Sipotembe, sensitized the church leaders on the upcoming national elections and encouraged them to go out and register. The thoughtful gesture was appreciated by the President of the League of Churches, Archbishop Samson Tlhatswago. Pastors and members of the public who were part of the event presented His Majesty the King with an assortment of gifts. At Ngabezweni Royal Residence, I am Sandile Makanya for Eswatini TV.
The Deputy Prime Minister Thamba Masuku reminds the nation that the 12th and the 13th of April 2023 are normal working days. Masuku says any plan that has the potential to disrupt the economy is not only selfish but erodes the economic gains the country has achieved so far. Masuku was speaking in a press conference held in Babane.
Any plan that has the potential to disrupt the economy is not only selfish but erodes the economic gains the country has achieved over the years since independence. It also destroys government efforts to generate employment as well as improve livelihoods of mostly the vulnerable. Government wishes to remind the nation that tomorrow is a normal working day and that holidays are announced by the government through a gazette. Therefore, government expects Eswatini to be at work tomorrow, and those who wish to travel for critical services such as healthcare and education or any other reason are free to do so. As usual, the police will be vigilant on the ground and monitoring the situation while providing the necessary protection to the nation as per their national security mandate. We do urge the nation to cooperate with the police as they perform their duties. Government wishes to appreciate public transport operators who have made their stance known on the matter and have openly announced that there will be no public transport disruption tomorrow. This is commendable coming from the public transport sector, as it shows that they understand that public transport is a critical service to the nation and that they are charged with ensuring that the Eswatini are able to travel seamlessly to any given point.
There seems to be light at the end of the tunnel as the Ministry of Economic Planning and Development says the ICC at Eswatini is expected to be completed in March 2024. The ministry says the ICC is at 75% complete. This is contained in the report by the ministry's portfolio committee in Senate, which also seeks to have the ministry's over 1.5 billion Malangeni budget passed.
The report of the committee has been adopted by Senate. which means its budget has also been passed. One of the projects of the Ministry of Economic Planning and Development is the International Convention Center and five-star hotel. On the part of the ICC, the ministry says the grey box is at 97%. The ministry says the interior fit-out program has been slightly delayed. This is said to have affected the envisaged time frame to complete the project. The ICC is now anticipated to be completed in March 2024. This can be achieved if there are no payment delays to the contractor. Meanwhile, the fish part of the project is ready for interior fit-out. Its grey box is at 97%. The interior fit-out program cannot proceed without an operator. This has caused the ministry not to budget for the project this financial year. The ministry says talks with a top flagship brand are at an advanced level. It also says a supplementary budget will be made should the operator come on board. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosima Vimbela with Skombuzo Dlamini. Babane.
The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Sydney Smelane, has encouraged farmers to produce food that would be easily acceptable in the outside markets. Smelane says small-scale farmers should be empowered on food safety and quality in order to meet export market demands. Smelane was speaking during a training of officials from different sectors on food system tool held in Eswatini. Eswatini TV, Sontom Langeni has more on that story.
In a bid to ensure food safety across all sectors, the Ministry of Agriculture, together with Food and Agriculture Organization, is working on capacitating different officers on how to use the food system tool that seeks to ensure quality food. The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Sydney Smelane, says the food system tool will be used to evaluate what the country exports.
This we can only achieve by ensuring that what we produce in the country is safe for our consumption as well as export markets. Not only safe, but we're also looking at the quality of the food that we produce. The standards which we use to evaluate our produce in the country should be of the highest level so that whenever we export our produce, it is accepted throughout the world.
These trained officers will capacitate other officers and farmers across the country. Eswatini TV News on Domlangeni with Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Ezulwini.
The Royal Police Service say they will be all out to assist public transport vehicles and the public on Wednesday and Thursday. This follows threats of shutdown on the 2 days. Chief Police Information and Communications Officer Superintendent Pindile Vlagati says they've heard about this shutdown and they are ready to assist where they can.
Police and public transport owners have met and discussed issues around public transportation and security on Wednesday and Thursday. Public transport owners say police have made an undertaking to provide them with security.
Singaveta esivete sendlule futhi sivete nakubanikati betinqola sivete futhi nakubashayeli bethu labashayelelako kwekuthi emaphoyisa asethembisile kwekuthi atabe akhona ikakhulu letindzawo leti banale misindvo leminyenti atabe nje ehla enyuka asisite abuke ukuthi siphephile yini sisathutha sive seMaswati.
Police have confirmed this.
Besilungele vele ukuthi kusasa umsebenzi sitawuthatha njengasemihleni sibe khona isivene kubona ukuthi lofuna kuhamba akagonywa ngilomunye kungaba nje kuchubeka sisicele sive ukuthi asichubeke nako kuhloniphana silihloniphe ilungelo lalomunye umuntu nangabe wena kukhona info mhlambe lofuna kuyenda ngendlela thide ungamphoceleli lomunye umuntu njengalokho kulungelo lakhe ukuthi akhona kuya esibhedlela akhona ke emsebenzini.
Vilagati says although police will be visible all over the country, people should not hesitate to call whenever they feel unsafe. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosima Vimbela with Mbonga Dube. Babane.
Coming in from the High Court, the court has denied bail and Sabelo Mabunza on Tuesday. Mabunza was arrested for allegations which include armed robbery, housebreaking with intent to steal and possession of a firearm. The accused was before acting judge Absalom Makanya.
Ayanda Sabelo Mabunza was arrested for allegations which include armed robbery, housebreaking with intent to steal, as well as escaping from lawful custody. He was granted bail for those offences. However, while out on bail, he crossed into South Africa. The Crown told the court that police had to trick Mabunza to get him to return to Eswatini. It also told the court that a call was made to Mabunza to inform him that there was marijuana he had to collect from Eswatini, and when he fell for the trap, police arrested him. The accused disputed this as he argued that he surrendered himself to police. The court found that the accused did not want to stand for trial. The court noted that the accused sometimes went to South Africa through informal crossings. It also noted that the accused escaped from lawful custody. The court added that while out on bail, Mabunza continued to commit armed robberies. The court said if released on bail, there was a chance that he will continue committing those offenses. The court then dismissed Mabunza's application. It then ordered that the Crown interdict the accused soonest. In this matter, the Crown was represented by Sabelo Gama while Mabunza conducted his own defense. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosima Vimbela with the Skumbuzo Dlamini, High Court.
Farmers have asked the government to intervene and assist them as stock theft is on the rise at Tobeleni. Farmers say they no longer have goats due to theft. KNMCB has more on that story.
Stock theft has become rife in the country. It has gone an extra mile such that farmers have cried and lamented each and every day. We're at Tobelweni area in the Lubombo region, whereby farmers are lamenting over stock theft, especially their goats that have been taken from them by unknown people. Another farmer, as well as a community police, has had his 26 goats stolen from him, and it is said that those goats were sold at a mere 4,000 malangeni by the thugs.
Nyalo sesiyemungwa setithathwa ngengane kungenwe esibayeni tishusho sibasonke kuhambe uvala libhuku emva kwaloko sibabambe sibathathe sibayise emthethweni kubete lutho.
We also spoke to the Director of Veterinary Services in the Ministry of Agriculture, Director Xolani Dlamini, on the steps that the ministry could take to assist these farmers who have been crying for a long time, not only at Sitaweleni, but countrywide.
Isiko letangaphandle lelizwe lakangwane selikhulumisana kabanzi nabomakhelwane phinze nemaphoyisa ethu elizwe ayabambisana mvanje nabomakhelwane bake babanje nemkhankaso lomkhulu lapho babambisene khona batilanza impela lethu temaswati letingale kwashani.
As they allege that there is no good working relationship between the community police and the Royal Eswatini Police Service, the Chief Police Information and Communications Officer, Superintendent Pileni Vlagati, pleads with these farmers to take a further step if they are not getting the necessary assistance from their nearest police post or police station.
Kuloko nje singacela ukuthi babone section commander nangabe mhlambe bevakathi na section commander bamumva kahle ukhona lophethe isifungo seselfonjeni.
These farmers plead with the government of Eswatini to assist them because their livestock is all they have to survive. But up to this far, some don't even have a single goat or even Kekle as a whole. Reporting I am KNMCB with Smova Shongwe, Esitobelweni.
More news for you in the world of business as we take a look at our financial indicators to get a sense of how our markets fared today in a financial report.
Can be.
Welcome back. You're still tuned to Eswatini TV. This is the news bulletin at 8. We now move on into the world of sports. We begin with the MTN Premier League side, 7 Dreams, who are now 3 games away from being relegated to the National First Division. The team assistant coach Sipomamba says they will need to perform a miracle in order for them to get at least points in the remainder of the 5 games to avoid relegation.
And in our sports roundup, we begin with the MTN Premier League side, 7 Dreams, who are now mathematically 3 games away from relegation to the National First Division, as they have so far recorded 9 points in 21 games played so far in the season. They have managed only 1 victory since the beginning of the season. Team assistant coach Sipho Mamba believes they would have to produce miracle results in the remaining 5 games if they are to avoid the relegation.
We are fighting. We will not give up till the last game. I think we need to step up a little bit of some physical work on our part. The primary plan was to try wrap up all the 6 games, that is get 18 points, but today we just got 1. So we are hoping we're going to fight till the last game. Our target is to win the remaining games.
In other news, the Eswatini Basketball Federation is looking to begin programs of capacitating school sport teachers who will then give special attention to school basketball players. According to the association president, Nhlanhla Mapanga, this is in line with the development program of the sport.
Even lonke sidinga ukuthi sifundise labo thishela ngoba ngibona abahleli lebantwana kakhulu, sidinga ukuthi siqale lemidlalo khona letikolweni.
And in our international news, the UEFA Champions League will be reaching its quarterfinals stage with the 2 titanic clashes featuring Manchester City versus 2020 champions Bayern Munich. In another fixture, Inter Milan will play Benfica from Portugal. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msonera, Mbabane.
With those sports news, we hit the home stretch of our news bulletin at 8 at Eswatini TV. Before we go, a quick reminder of our news-making headlines tonight. His Majesty King Eswatini III has encouraged church leaders to strengthen their walk with the Creator by walking in faith at all times. The Deputy Prime Minister Themba Masuku reminds the nation that the 12th and the 13th of April 2023 are normal working days, and there seems to be light at the end of the tunnel, as the Ministry of Economic Planning and Development says the ICC at Eswatini is expected to be completed in March 2024. Beautiful Kingdom of Eswatini. That's how we come to the conclusion of our news bulletin at 8 at Eswatini TV. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with us. We shall now cross over to the Weather Center for a detailed weather report from us and the rest of the team at Eswatini TV. For now, it's good night and God bless.
Bring on the break with holiday entertainment for the whole family on DSTV. Maximize your experience by streaming on the DSTV app and upgrade your account using the My DSTV app. Bring on that local and international star power with brand new shows and sport. And of course, for the kids, bring on the fun. Visit dstv.com to get connected. Bring on the break with DSTV.
Tasephalamende luhlelo lapho sikulethela khona tindzaba letenteka etindlini totimbili tasephalamende elive lokungindaba esikhulu nayo indlu yetimphunga.
Isikhathi sesifikile ukuthi nakukhona la kungahambi kahle khona sithi khanze sifanele ukuthi sisebenzise lawo mandla lesinawo ukuthi asekuyobuka. Le university imcoka la event speaker njalo ngeminyaka umnikati walelive ubasivakashi. Ngakho ke lokushona ukuthi institution lebaluleke kakhulu nalemcoka etimpilweni talamaswayi.
Speaker, uma kude iretex le etawubulala lawa amagundwane lalapha. Noma uhulumende angafaka malini abangakafi labo losilinda ngeke le university iqhubeke. le investigation mane ifike nakulama results last semester, Mr. Speaker, because ngeke into ihambe ide ivalue bese sekwaba valuable lama results, Mr. Speaker.
I-university say insolvent lapho seyikhona khona. Otherwise bonke labafunze khona, none of them is proud of that institution lamuhla.
Labanye emcondzisi mhlambe abakhumbuli ukuthi lokuthi kuthiwa kuna vice chancellor kuphela enyuvesi. Lo chancellor walapha enyuvesi ngilo mnikati wale leave. Nangabe ke sitawuthula kugileka tiga lapha kusho ukuthi simendela phansi.
Nakukhona izawo la uthi nawufuna kubona sitelega usikhanze khona. Sekwaba ngilapha. Telege bantwana, telege non-academic staff, utelege nalabo labafundzisako bafake ngisho lemjiva le ukuthi bafunze kanganani. Utelegiwe lama intellectuals besawathuma kuthaphathe le university. Akakhona ukusebenza tindlo lapha, Mr. Speaker.
Kungakho ke sesithi asimbambise Minister Finance ukuthi akakukhanze kufanele ukuthi awendiwe lo msebenzi lona lesi ucela la kubuye landlini nangabe kuyasehlula sathi ukuthi sesithi akakhome ngibani mase kwehlula thina siyiparliament.
Konke lokhu nalokunye kuwo lo msakazo njalo ngalesithathu nayishayile insimbi yemfica ebusuku.
Dinso tethu divikelwa ngekuthi kweqala kumcoka ukuthi sitipopole sivakashele emtholampilo siyithanze emtholampilo upopola nje uye ungaguli ungumuntu uyohlola ukuthi ingabe umtimba wakho usasebenza kahle yini lokunenani kabili ngeminyaka utipopola kuphindze futhi ushukumisa umtimba ngokumcoka siphinze futhi sibuke tifo